Unless you've been living under a rock, you already know that India is renowned for its diverse and flavorful street food options, making it the ultimate destination for people who love to eat. To truly experience the authentic flavors of Indian street food, this week we decided to embark on a food tour with a local guide from A Chef's Tour, who will be helping us navigate the bustling markets of Delhi and introduce us to some hidden gems and some local favorites. So welcome to Delhi, and let's eat.
So for our first stop, we are trying Jellybee, which is a sweet treat, more of like a dessert that can be enjoyed throughout the day. This place is actually the original place in Delhi, and it was established in 1884, interestingly enough. I'm very excited to try this. This will be a nice sugar kick to start our day.
Jellybee is this crispy, sweet treat made by deep frying wheat batter into these intricate shapes and soaking them in sugar syrup. We also learned that they're usually quite a bit smaller than this, but go big or go home, right?
It literally just came out. It feels very warm and sugary. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's buttery, it's sweet, it's crunchy. It's so good.
That's way better than a donut. It's actually not as sweet as I thought it was going to be. And if this is what we're in for all day, I'm in trouble because I'm going to want to eat so much of everything.
It's hard to see from the street how big the markets truly are until you look down these alleyways and you see just how long these alleyways full of vendors go. Okay, so we are about to enter the Gurdwara, and to do that we have to cover our heads, take off our shoes and our socks, and leave them in a room before we enter. Inside there is a kitchen where about 10 to 15,000 people estimated, they don't know the exact number, that 10 to 15,000 people estimated come in to eat every single day. They don't discriminate by race, religion, ethnicity, anything at all, your gender, age. Anybody can come in and get a free meal. If there is some food waste left at the end of the day, they do feed the rest of the food to the animals, so luckily no food here goes wasted. You'll see inside there's all of these big pots of dal, curry, chai that volunteers and people who work at the temple full-time prepare every day for people to enjoy, so it's very beautiful.
We got a full tour of the facilities where they prepare about 500 kilograms of dal, 600 kilograms of vegetables, and 1 ton of rice to feed thousands of people per day in Delhi. We then got the chance to visit inside the prayer hall, where the devotees were immersed in prayer and community service. This whole experience was extremely inspiring and a must-do if you're in Chandni Chowk. Our next stop is to try dahi bala, which is a dish that combines these fried lentil balls or patties with creamy yogurt, tangy tamarind chutney, spicy green chutney, and a mix of Indian spices.
So we have yogurt, we have white lentils, we have tamarind sauce, and all these on top, all of the spices on top. It's a masala, blend of spices. So we're gonna give it a shot.
It comes out presented a little prettier than this, but you are meant to mix the dish together before enjoying it.
It's like a cold, desserty sort of a texture, but the flavor is very, oh my God, there's just so much of it. A savory masala sort of a flavor, but there's still some sweetness because of the yogurt. People might expect either like a sweet dish or a spicy dish, and you wouldn't really be able to choose between the two, but this is like a perfect blend of both sweet and spicy. It's really, really delicious.
Crossing the road is a whole experience in India. We got a lot of practice living in Phnom Penh, but just the amount of people here makes it a whole other level.
Next, we stumbled upon this iconic and delicate winter dessert made from churned milk foam, saffron, and topped with nuts and sugar. We heard it being compared to meringue or even eating a cloud.
So next we are going to try Doet Kat, which is a winter dish, which feels so funny to say coming from Canada, as winter here is nothing like it is in Canada. So this is a milk dish, and when you churn it up, it gets very foamy, which is why the dish has this fluffy look to it. And on top is saffron. And the reason that this dish is served in the winter is because it would melt in the summer. It's so fluffy, like, and light. Oh my God.
Can you think how it's... Do you like it?
Oh, very much, very much. It's almost got like a milkshakey sort of a taste to it, but it's very light and very, very fluffy.
And you can only get this dish in Old Delhi in the winter. So luckily we're here in Old Delhi in the winter.
Just steps away, we're trying parathas for the first time at this iconic culinary institution since the 1800s here in Old Delhi. With very tight seating, you will be shoulder to shoulder with your neighbors, but the parathas are absolutely legendary. And this is another must-do in Chandni Chowk.
So we are in the first parantha shop that's been around since 1872. I feel like we're very fortunate that we were able to get a seat in here because it's a very small shop and it is packed with people. But just across the alley there is a lassi shop and we will be getting a lassi from there to split. Like most of the foods here, we're only getting a small amount because we're going to so many places and we want to make sure that we try everything and leave lots of room.
So we have mint here. This is tamarind with banana. We have mixed veggie curry, pumpkin, and then we have some pickled radishes. This parantha is the mixed veg, and then this one is filled with paneer. I love that one. This is the first thing I've had here that is a bit spicy.
They never change the taste for anyone.
Oh, I love that.
It is in the same way, same manner for every single person.
So they'd give it the same to you as they would to us?
Yes.
This is basically a type of Indian flatbread that is stuffed with different fillings, and then it's pan-fried to perfection. It's like a tasty little package filled with goodness.
Not that my mouth was crazy spicy or anything anyways, but this is such a nice relief when you have it in your mouth. It just fills your whole mouth, cools it down, and it complements the food so, so well.
And after squeezing through some alleyways, we found a Pani Puri stop. This is a very popular street food dish here. It's these crispy, hollow balls filled with a spicy and tangy mixture of flavored water, boiled potatoes, and tamarind chutney.
And now we try Panori.
And eat the whole thing.
I don't know if I like it. Can't like everything.
You bite into it and the liquid like explodes in your mouth.
You can have the one yogurt one with the sweet.
Okay, I'll try the yogurt one, yeah. So this one's supposed to be sweeter because of the yogurt.
Yeah.
Okay, so same thing, but we had yogurt. I do like this one. It's like a dessert. Rachel was not a fan of the first one, but I enjoyed it. It was probably jarring for you, but if you had had this one, I think you would have been okay with it. It was a little bit sweeter, a little bit nicer.
I am clearly not a huge fan of food that I can't take small bites of, so this one was definitely out of my comfort zone. Luckily, after walking around the market and sneaking up some stairs to get a better view, we found some food I would soon be in love with.
We thought the wires in Cambodia were crazy, but this is something else.
So now we are trying a dal, so lentils, and a butter paneer, and it looks so beautiful. The colors of it are just so gorgeous, and then we have some roti to go with it. So I'm almost positive I'm gonna like this one, okay guys?
If you haven't had paneer butter masala, it's basically this creamy and rich curry with pieces of paneer cooked in a tomato-based sauce. And the dal is a hearty lentil dish that's just so comforting and delicious.
At the table, you have all of these green chilies. Don't eat the whole thing, but with every bite, if you just take a small nibble of the chili and it just adds a little bit of spice. Obviously, if your spice level is very, very high, you can have a bigger bite.
So I've learned to be better at eating with my hands, to kind of approach it from above instead of the side. Naturally, I always grab it from the side because I'm so used to eating with a spoon or a fork. It's nothing like I've ever tasted before. The spices are just perfect. I must say the guide and this tour is amazing, but it's a lot of food. Like, you have to be ready to eat, and look, I came hungry. I didn't eat this morning, ready to eat for the whole day, and even still my stomach is like expanding. But alas, let's see what we're gonna get next.
Next, we're trying a very popular Indian street food dish called kachori. It's a crispy pastry filled with a spicy mix of lentils and aromatic spices. It is like a crunchy explosion of flavor.
So the outside is kind of made with the same material, I was gonna say, the same ingredients as like the outside of a samosa, but basically inside is a masala lentil mix, and there are some chilies on top. So it's gonna be a bit spicy. To me, it looks really delicious, so despite my stomach telling me to stop eating, here it goes. I like the mix between the crunchy outside and then the soft filling and that chili flavor that keeps on creeping up after you take a bite. Here, try.
And little did we know, right behind us was a cart filled with Nonan Katai, which basically is a traditional Indian shortbread cookie made with flour, sugar, and flavored with cardamom.
So here we have Nonan Katai, and it's basically a cookie. I love that.
It's very good with a cup of tea.
That would pair perfectly with a cup of tea. It crumbles really nicely.
And now every time I see one of these carts, I'm gonna have to get one.
So next on our list, which I'm very excited for, is a lemon soda. And one of them is soda water, lemonade, and some masala. So we've got one of each, and I'm really excited to try them. So this one has the masala. Oh, that's good.
It tastes like I just had a bite of curry and then had some lemonade. It has kind of a sulfury taste because of the pink salt that is in the drink. Works for me. No. Maybe you take the top off?
Does the top come off?
You do your job. He will open it.
Oh no!
This seems to be the trick of the day, is how to open the bottle. Nick, I think you take this off.
I don't think it comes off. If you look at me. Okay, you have to try.
Okay.
I told you. Now what you were doing before? Push. Harder.
Oh!
I thought maybe that was the case, but I didn't know for
It's like popping champagne. I love that. 95% of foreigners like the plain soda more, and about 95% of local Indian people love the masala lemonade more because they're just more used to the taste, right? We're not used to that taste in a drink, but it's still delicious. Kind of tastes like Sprite, but way better.
And of course, we can't do a food tour in India without having a masala chai.
It's so delicious. And after all that food, I know there's more coming, but after all that food, it's nice to have a hot drink.
So here we go into the spice market, which is the biggest spice market in all of Asia. They are not sure how many vendors there are. About 3,000 is the guesstimated count, and it's going to be crowded and busy. Diwali is coming up, so the streets are wild. Where's Nick?
He's coming.
Okay, he got lost.
Now he is looking for us.
I was right behind everybody, and then all it took was like just being right behind, not being right there, and all of a sudden there was like a massive gap, and it's crazy how quickly people can get away from you. You can be right behind somebody, and then somebody squeezes in between, and then somebody's in between them and them and them, and all of a sudden that's it.
So hold on to your children.
Hold on to your children.
And it's also extra busy because Diwali is coming up.
The Chandni Chowk Spice Market is one of the oldest and busiest spice markets in India and actually all of Asia. It's famous for its narrow lanes and bustling crowds, making it a sensory overload of sounds, sights, smells.
Because the section we are going will
crazy.
be super crazy.
Okay.
Super strong.
And all of that we are about to experience.
I've never smelled anything like this in my life. You can hear everybody.
Yeah, dry mango, cinnamon, black pepper.
It does actually smell very good.
Bless you. Now. Okay. Now you are.
I'm also so full of food. So as I sit here and recover from being pepper sprayed by all of the spices and stuff downstairs, we can actually hear cracking and clicking above us. And that's the women laborers that work up there, cracking all of the nuts to package them. This whole middle section used to be open for people to live. It was like a residential area, and then it was later converted into a market. And it's not really a residential area anymore, but there are some laborers that come from outside of Delhi, from other cities, and they come and live here, and this is where they put them up. But wow, this whole experience so far has been just like every single one of my senses has just been like deeply penetrated. I highly, highly, highly recommend you do this food tour. We've still got more to do, so let's go. As I was coming down the stairs, I noticed there was something on my sweater, and it looks like a bird shit on me. We say that if a bird shits on you, it's actually good luck. So
I think we just say that to make you feel better about yourself.
I think, yeah.
Just outside of the spice market, Nick got to try rabdi, which is this sweet dish made by simmering milk until it thickens, and then it's flavored with sugar, cardamom, saffron, and chopped nuts.
It's very similar to like rice pudding in taste, texture, even the look.
Now, after all of that eating, we are about to try pan. We learned that this is an after-meal digestive made from betel leaves, and it's filled with coconut, fennel seeds, rose petals, dry fruits, and a drizzle of rose syrup. I am probably missing some ingredients in there. It's meant to freshen your breath and aid with digestion. I once again am not allowed to take tiny bites of this one.
And just put in mouth.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take one, put in, and just chew it for less than 1 minute. It is like a blast of flavor.
But after a bit of confusion and a lot of chewing, I actually loved it.
You kind of like your...
Whoa. I like this.
It's every flavor.
It feels like I just got kicked in the face with flavor and like perked up. It's quite minty, and there's like a hint of like sweet candy and
Fennel.
a lot of fennel, yes.
I love that.
Make sure not to get this stuff on your clothes, because it will stain. I think I'm good.
My white pants have been unscathed.
That's crazy.
I don't think I've ever been so full in my entire life.
No, and I couldn't be happier.
Like, truthfully, that was all so good, except for the one thing that I didn't like. Sorry. You can't like everything.
Okay, by the end of this 4-hour tour, we were so stuffed, I don't even think we could form a thought. If you're coming to India, I highly recommend booking with a chef's tour. We wouldn't usually opt for a food tour, but we got to try some foods that we may have otherwise just walked right by. And now that we feel fully prepared for our upcoming 4-month adventure through India, with new favorite dishes in mind, we'll see you next week as we journey towards the Taj Mahal.